On July 10, 2026, an announced crowd of 20,996 packed into the Bell Center in Montreal. It was the biggest audience to ever watch a regular season WNBA game, a record. And they were all there for one reason. That night, Paige Bueckers put up 34 points, made 13 of her 22 shots, and led the Dallas Wings to a 108-95 win over the Toronto Tempo. Another night, another record crowd, another highlight reel.
That was a lot of made buckets.
Crossover, Bueckers, three in the air, got them all! Are you not entertained in Montreal?
From the outside, it looks like the perfect life of a young superstar cashing in. But here's the thing nobody tells you. The crowd of 20,000, the sneaker on her feet, the mansion lifestyle everyone assumes she's living, almost none of it is built on her basketball salary. In fact, when you find out what the #1 pick in the WNBA actually earns to play the game, you're going to do a double take. Because Paige Bueckers' lifestyle is not what you think. And the real story of her money starts long before she ever stepped on a WNBA court. Let's start with the number that breaks people's brains. In April of 2025, Paige Bueckers was the #1 overall pick in the WNBA draft, the most hyped rookie the league had seen in years. Her salary that first season? $78,831. Not $700,000, not $7 million, $78,000. That was the old rookie pay scale, and it meant the face of women's college basketball was earning less than a first-year accountant. For perspective, when her own college teammate, Azzi Fudd, was drafted #1 a year later under a brand new labor deal, her rookie contract paid more than 6 times what Paige had made. Same draft slot, same school, 1 year apart. And Paige's entire 4-year rookie contract, all of it combined, adds up to only about $348,000. So if it wasn't the WNBA paycheck, where did the money come from? This is the twist. Paige Bueckers got rich before she ever turned pro. By the end of her college career, the analytics site On3 valued her name, image, and likeness brand at roughly $1.4 million. And to be clear, that's an estimated market valuation, not a confirmed paycheck. But the deals behind it were very real. She became, by most accounts, the first college athlete of the NIL era to design and release her own Nike Player Edition shoe. She signed with Gatorade in what the brand promoted as its first ever NIL deal with a college athlete. Bose, Duncan, StockX, CeraVe. The partnerships stacked up faster than she could count them. A college kid in a dorm was more marketable than WNBA veterans who'd been in the league for a decade. And she was smart about it. When the new 3-on-3 league, Unrivaled, launched, Paige didn't just sign a paycheck deal. She signed an agreement that reportedly includes an ownership stake, actual equity in the business, and was worth more than her entire original WNBA rookie contract. That's not an athlete renting her fame. That's an athlete building something she owns. The exact size of her fortune is private, but between the endorsements and that Unrivaled stake, her income already dwarfed anything her rookie basketball salary could provide. With millions of followers across TikTok and Instagram, she isn't just a basketball player. She's a media brand with a jump shot. But to understand why every company on earth wanted her, and why that knee of hers nearly ended all of it, you have to rewind to the beginning. Paige Bueckers grew up in Minnesota, a gym rat from the jump. At Hopkins High School, she became a national phenomenon before she could legally vote. Good enough that she became the first female high school player ever featured on the cover of Slam magazine, the Bible of basketball culture. She was named to the McDonald's All-American game, though the pandemic canceled it. Everyone in the sport already knew the name. Then she got to UConn, and she did something no freshman had ever done. In 2021, as a first-year player, she won the Naismith College Player of the Year, the sport's highest individual honor. Not the best freshman, the best player in women's college basketball, full stop. The hype was no longer hype. It was a coronation. And that's exactly when it all came crashing down. In December of 2021, she fractured the tibial plateau in her knee and tore the lateral meniscus, wiping out most of her sophomore season. She fought back, and then in August of 2022, during an ordinary pickup game, she tore the anterior cruciate ligament in her left knee, a torn ACL. It cost her the entire 2022-23 season. 2 major knee injuries in 2 straight years, at the exact moment she was supposed to be taking over the sport. There were whispers, the quiet, cruel kind, that maybe the most gifted guard in a generation had a body that just couldn't hold up, that the brands would move on, that the phenom might never fully come back. For an athlete whose whole fortune was built on being marketable, a body that kept breaking down wasn't just a basketball problem. It was an existential one. She came back, and she made everyone who doubted her regret it. In 2025, in her final season at UConn, Paige Bueckers saved her very best for last. In the Sweet 16, she dropped a career-high 40 points on Oklahoma, 29 of them in the second half alone, a UConn single-game tournament record. Across the second round, the Sweet 16, and the Elite Eight, she poured in 105 points, the most any UConn player has ever scored in a three-game tournament stretch. It was her fourth trip to a Final Four, and in the three before it, she'd never won the title. This time was different. UConn ran through the bracket and crushed top-seeded South Carolina in the championship game, 82-59. Revenge for a title game loss to that same program 3 years earlier. It was UConn's 12th national championship, and finally, after all the injuries and all the near misses, Paige Bueckers was a champion. Just 8 days later, she was the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, headed to the Dallas Wings. And that rookie season, the one that paid $78,000, was one of the best a rookie has ever had. She averaged 19.2 points and 5.4 assists a game, started all 36 contests, and was named the Kia Rookie of the Year in a near-unanimous vote, 70 of a possible 72 ballots. By the league's own accounting, she became the first rookie in WNBA history to average at least 15 points and 5 assists while shooting 45% from the floor. Then came the honor that could reshape her entire financial future. She was named to the All-WNBA Second Team, the only rookie in the entire league to make an All-WNBA roster. That All-WNBA selection matters, and here's why. Under the WNBA's new collective bargaining agreement, the one that sent the league's salary cap soaring from around $1.5 million to roughly $7 million, players who earn All-WNBA honors while still on their rookie deals unlock a special provision. They can renegotiate the fourth year of that rookie contract and sign an extension. For Paige, that potentially opens the door to a maximum contract as early as 2028, years ahead of what the old system would ever have allowed. And with the league's top salaries now climbing toward $1.5 to $1.7 million a year, her future basketball income could eventually dwarf the $78,000 she earned as a rookie. The paycheck is finally coming for the fame. The league sees it too. In the 2026 General Manager Survey, when executives were asked which single player they'd choose to start a franchise with today, 33% of them said Paige Bueckers, ahead of reigning stars like Caitlin Clark and A'ja Wilson, who trailed at 20%. Not a proven MVP, her. And in one of the sweetest twists of all, the Wings used the #1 pick in the 2026 draft on Azzi Fudd, her close friend and college teammate at UConn, reuniting the two of them in Dallas. The girls who won a national title together now get to chase a WNBA 1 together. Which brings us all the way back to that record-breaking night in Montreal. Nearly 21,000 people did not fill an arena to watch a rookie-scale employee do her job. They came for arguably the most marketable name in women's basketball, a player whose endorsement and investment income already outstripped anything her rookie contract could pay, who suffered 2 major injuries to the same knee and came back to win it all, who turned a jump shot into a business empire. That 34-point night wasn't the payoff, it was just confirmation. So the next time someone tells you Paige Bueckers is living the high life off her WNBA salary, you'll know the truth is stranger and a whole lot bigger than that. Her real fortune was never the paycheck. And the wild part? With a max contract on the horizon, an ownership stake in a league, and the endorsements still stacking, the biggest paydays of Paige Bueckers' life haven't even arrived yet. The only question left is this: how high does it go from here?